Hi water signs, how are you? Welcome to your weekly Law of Attraction and Manifestation reading. This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with Cancers. All right, Cancers, what are the messages and advice and guidance that you have for Cancers this week of April 30th in terms of what they want to manifest and attract into their life this week for love, happiness, physical, spiritual, emotional, and financial well-being? What are the messages and advice and guidance for Cancers this week? All right, Cancers, this is what you want, where your focus is. Your focus is taking you, advice, and then additional advice to consider. This is going to be an interesting week for you. It's going to be emotional and hopeful, but it's going to end with you taking a step back and contemplating. And I usually don't give that high-level synopsis, but it's very clear here. So what is the Star card reversed. So it's almost as if in a scenario, life or love, or work-related, whatever you're thinking about as you're watching this reading, in the particular scenario, you're starting to lose faith and hope in the situation or in the person. And you're starting to lose belief that it is what it is. And that's going to be emotionally impacting you. Because what you've been wanting is the Four of Wands. This is a card of celebration, happiness, marriage, reunion, coming together and celebrating. And I mean, you just even look at this card. There's a group of people, a group of friends, maybe love interest, getting together and enjoying going on a hike and going on a picnic. So you're wanting this type of light social environment and gathering, and you're possibly losing faith and hope that it is going to come to fruition. Now keep in mind Mercury is retrograde until the middle of this week, and then it's stopping and going direct, and so there's a little bit of a shadow period, but it will start really lightening up the atmosphere for everybody. And then throughout this summer, Pluto is retrograde, and Pluto is the planet of death and finality. And when it's retrograde, it lightens everything up. It becomes life and love. And so this is going to be a very fun, exciting, happy summer for everyone. So just be prepared for that. You're probably jumping the gun a little bit this week in your excitement level, and you're wanting the immediacy of this to come to light, but it's frustrating you because it's not yet. Now your focus is taking you to a place which is the Three of Wands. This is the card of waiting for your ships coming in, knowing that you've done everything that you possibly can do to make something work the way that you wanted it to. It's reversed. So this speaks to you feeling almost guilty, or maybe recognizing that you didn't do everything that you wanted to do. You didn't say what you wanted to say. And now you're kind of frustrated because this isn't coming to light, and now you're kind of putting that blame back on yourself, saying, oh, well, I should have mentioned that. I should have said that. Maybe if I would have made it more clear, maybe we would be in this different place. So, one, be careful with doing that, because in any situation, there can be multiple people to blame, multiple positive and negative reactions, and multiple people misunderstanding multiple things. And so it's not always your fault. So just be careful with that blame game on yourself. But this is also speaking to the fact that maybe you are recognizing that you should have said something more, or done something, or shown something more. Because this focus is taking you to a place of the Eight of Cups. And this is the card of somebody walking away from a situation that was full of hope and love and emotion. And it's reversed, so you're really hoping, you were starting to lose faith, feeling like you should have done more, but you're focusing on the fact that you didn't want this person to walk away, or they're not walking away because maybe you're realizing that you can be working to fix something. In the advice position, and I'm kind of jumping quickly because this card is very important for you in this reading. In the advice position, we have the Five of Swords. When he's upright, he speaks to a lose-lose situation. The relationship or a contract or business union, whatever it is burning down. Like fire and brimstone, and everybody's fighting, nobody's happy, nobody wanted this result. But it's because this big situation or this big fight or this big issue arose that nobody knows really how to deal with, so they're just fighting through it, and nobody comes out a winner. And it's extremely frustrating in these scenarios because everybody's unhappy. It's good to realize that you're unhappy and the other person isn't feeling joyous and feeling victorious. It's good to at least know that they're feeling the loss also. But the key with this card in your reading is that this is reversed. So this speaks to moving away from the past, not focusing on the fight, trying to develop a win-win situation, trying to pull in that collaboration, trying to pull in that communication so this gap and this situation can just go away or be rectified. And this speaks to very clearly, you want this outcome. It's not going your way. It doesn't have to go your way, but if you want it to be a win-win situation, there's things that possibly need to be communicated, and there's things that you can do to push this forward. So the additional advice to consider that we have for you is the Six of Swords, and this is a card of introspection, spending some time alone or going on some sort of internal or even physical journey to figure out a way to turn this situation around to end up getting what you're wanting where everybody's happy. So it's as if this week, Cancers, that one, you have the power and you're figuring out a way to approach it without being so emotional and causing this fight to just get bigger. And so that may take some quiet time where you strategize and figure out and calmly think through and calmly discuss. So this person doesn't walk away, or it doesn't look like they've walked away yet, but you're not wanting them to, and you're sensing that they are, because you want this type of scenario and you're approaching this type of scenario. So the power is in your hands, Cancers. Just be careful about how you pull the situation together. All right, Cancers, well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's move on to Scorpios. Hi, Scorpios. How are you? This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your weekly Law of Attraction and Manifestation reading. Let's go ahead and get started. What are the messages and advice and guidance that you have for Scorpios with respect to what they want to manifest and attract into their life? In love, happiness, life, physical, spiritual, financial, emotional well-being. What are the messages and advice that you have for Scorpios in terms of what they want to manifest this week and attract into their lives? All right, Scorpios, this is what you want, your focus, where your focus is taking you, advice, additional advice to consider. Okay, what you want, or what is the Nine of Pentacles. So you're in a very good place in your life. You're feeling stable, you're feeling secure, you're feeling social, you're happy about who you are, you're happy about where you've gotten yourself. You may possibly also be happy being single. You're loving your life right now. What you want is the Two of Pentacles. You're juggling something. You might be juggling people. You might be juggling multiple projects at work because the Pentacles represent work and financial stability, tangible objects, your physical environment. So you're wanting to have options or have more options and be able to decide. And it looks like you do. You have the capability of having more options, and now it's just a matter of trying to figure out what you're going to choose and how you're going to choose it. You could be juggling people too. You could be figuring out or deciding, yeah, I'm really happy being single, but I also am happy being in this dating scenario and dating these people, and maybe one or two of them are kind of starting to prove themselves to me and show, and I'm actually really attracted to a couple of them. So now what do I do? How do I take this from here? Your focus is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So you are in a place where you're not really wanting to put more work in. You're comfortable where you are. You're happy where you are. While in the future you may have an abundance of energy and excitement to move something forward, right now you're just kind of really enjoying yourself. You've grown something, and now you're going to enjoy it. This focus of calming down and enjoying is bringing you to the Two of Swords. This is where your focus is taking you. And this is a card of having to make a decision and putting a lot of thought into it, but also not really ready to. If you look at this card, he's walking away from these two swords. So he's kind of not acknowledging the emotion and the emotion involved. And he's also not acknowledging that it's kind of time to make a decision. He's ignoring that. Now, because we have the Two of Pentacles here, working towards deciding, working towards juggling, this is reversed. So you're getting ready to really make a decision. Your life has gotten to a place where you have options, and now you can actually choose. The advice is the Empress card reversed. So again, coming back to this card also, you may be a little tired, maybe a little bit overworked. You're happy with where you are, but maybe it's time to calm down a little bit and not be so fertile with ideas and excitement and plans to move things forward. And just for this week at least, because this is in the advice position, this week at least, just enjoy your time, enjoy your space, enjoy what you've developed and built, and rest and be happy in that. And something additional to consider for your Scorpios is the Five of Cups. So whatever has happened in your past, in life and love and work and whatever you're thinking about as you're listening to this reading, the additional advice to consider is to really start focusing on the positive. And I think you are, because you're in a good place, but there might be moments this week where you do let the emotions sink in. You're still kind of, because you're starting to really get ready to make this decision. Not fully move forward with it yet, but you're getting ready to make this decision. So as you do that, Scorpios, this week, you will have moments where you focus on the past or you feel hurt or in a negative space. But because this is in your additional advice to consider, really put forth effort into focusing on the positive and focusing on where you can go and where what you can do. Because there's more happy, fulfilling emotional states once you turn around and start focusing on all the positive aspects and walk through this doorway into light and happiness. So you will have moments, but just as you have those moments, snap out of it. You have the ability to cognitively say, I'm feeling sick and negative right now about this, and I'm angry and I'm upset at this person or this situation, and I don't want to be in this space. I'm going to try to focus on the positive aspects of it. And not immediately work towards fixing it, but just know that the sun comes up tomorrow and next week is a new week. We're coming out of Mercury retrograde, and you're in a really good place. So kind of conserve your energy this week and just be happy with where you are and not try to force things. Just be. That's the key message for you, Scorpios, this week, is to just be and relish in that. Relish in the moments. All right, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that, Scorpios. Let's move on to Pisces. Pisces, how are you? This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your weekly Law of Attraction and Manifestation reading. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, what are the messages and advice and guidance that you have for Pisces this week in terms of what they're wanting to attract and manifest in their life for love, happiness, career, spiritual, financial, emotional, physical well-being? What are the messages and the guidance that you have for Pisces this week of April 30th? All right. This is what you want, your focus, where this focus is taking you, advice, additional advice to consider. This is an interesting reading. You have a lot of cards in reverse. That doesn't mean a bad thing. Just keep that in mind as I go through these. So what is the Ten of Wands reversed? This is a fiery energy. It speaks to activities, actions, people, places, things. When this card is upright, you have a lot on your plate. You've put it there on purpose. You're kind of subconsciously enjoying it and staying positive about being able to complete all these things and stay this busy, but it does start to get taxing. And if you notice, the clouds are rolling in, but you're able to carry the weight until you can reach shelter and until you can start taking things off of your plate. Now this card is reversed for you, so this means that things have been taken off your plate. You're feeling that you're sensing and you're feeling that your burden has been lifted. And so it's a really good place to be this week. There's no dark clouds rolling in. You're not feeling overburdened. You're kind of feeling lightheartedness and happiness. Now we're out of Venus retrograde. We're coming out of Mercury retrograde this week. And then Pluto, which is the planet of death and finality, is going to be retrograde this full summer. So for everybody involved, it's going to be a very light, happy summer. There's going to be a lot of silliness and joking around and just excitement, because when that planet of death and finality is reversed, it softens its approach to life and love and growth and development and things that are not finalized. So it's going to be a really good summer. So Pluto's retrograde and we're already starting to feel that energy and that lightening up. And then when Mercury goes direct, it's just going to be even more so. Now, what you want is the Five of Pentacles. This is interesting because it's almost as if you're choosing, you're not ready to go into a place. I don't know if this is a reading about love per se, but it could be. I'll speak to it like it's a reading about love, and I'll pull in other aspects. But it's almost as if, since this is the card of where you want to be, it's almost as if you're ready to go inside of the church. You're ready to solidify something, but it's almost as if you're choosing to keep yourself outside right now. You want to be ready, you're almost ready, but you're either afraid or you're just choosing to, you want to stay single, or you don't want to make that commitment, or you don't want to have that conversation. So you're just going to remain in this uncomfortable kind of evasive place by choice. This is self-sabotage, Pisces, and you're wanting to do it right now. Now, this is just for a week, so you really might just not be ready. But those choices, those decisions, those discussions are coming. And same with work. You may be able to accept more stuff on your plate at work. You may be able to accept more social engagements, but you're choosing not to right now. You don't want to. You don't want to go there. Maybe because you just need a week where you rest. Because your focus, this is an interesting card, Pisces, your focus is the Two of Swords. When the Two of Swords is reversed, this speaks to really getting ready to make a decision. When it's upright, he's walking away from the decision. It's an emotional decision. He's put a lot of thought and consideration into it. They're impactful These two options are very impactful in his life, in his emotional life. He's walking away. He's not ready to face the facts, not ready to have the discussions, not ready to make that decision. When he is reversed, he is ready. So your load is lightened. You are choosing to stay here, possibly out of fear, because you actually know that you're ready to make the decision. You know which route you're going to take, and you might be a little bit afraid to do it because you know that when you do, your life is actually going to be different. It's going to change on some sort of level. If this is a love reading for you, you know that once you talk to that person, once you see that person, or once you engage in that person, that you'll be back in a relationship with them, and you're not kind of ready for that pressure. Or you know that if this is work related, you know that once you start adding those additional projects or getting involved in those other teams or aspects, you know that you're going to be very busy, and it's going to impact your finances on a positive level, but you're not ready yet. You still kind of want to keep yourself on that periphery this week, even though your focus is telling you otherwise. Where this focus is taking you is the King of Wands. Again, you are just not ready to make the decision. You're not ready to move forward. And you should be, but this week you're not. You're taking a pause because the King of Wands, fiery energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the forever optimist, always moving forward, always excited, always dedicated, always willing to put the work in, but reversed. Nope. Not ready to put the work in. Not ready to make that commitment. Not ready to charge forward. So this focus of knowing you have to make the decision, knowing it's coming, knowing it's literally right around the corner, but you're just going to take another week. And then advice is the Ace of Cups reversed. So if this is a love reading for you, this means that if this is a love reading for you, this is not a new person in your life. This is somebody that's been in your life. There are feelings there. There are deep feelings there. And this is not a new beginning with a new person. This is accepting those emotions and moving forward with that person. So advice is that if this is a love reading for you, advice is that those emotions are there. They are real. And it's not going to start new with somebody else. It's already present. And you're choosing to not go there. It's almost as if you're taking this self-sabotage route, at least this week. Because this decision, it's approaching. It's here. It's time. Now, if this is not a love reading for you, the Ace of Cups, again, this is just not going to be a new scenario for you. Even if this is life, maybe you already have the gym membership and you haven't been going for the last week, and you kind of want one more week of just relaxing, and then I'll really go, and I'll really put my heart and soul into it. So kind of those scenarios where it's time to pick something back up, and you know it's coming, not ready. Now, something additional to consider is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of collaboration. This is a card of agreements and acknowledgement and being rewarded for your efforts. This is a card of additional projects, adding something new. And remember, right now you're not, but additional advice to consider is that it's time. It is time. In work, life, love, physical fitness, whatever you're thinking about, it's time. It will be a very positive experience because this is the card of being acknowledged and rewarded for a job well done. So it's time, and you know this, it's time to make that decision. It's time to have that discussion. It's time to stop leaving yourself out in the cold. It's time to pick something back up and possibly augment it in a way that is beneficial for everyone. All right, Pisces, well, that was an interesting reading. Leave your comments below. I'm excited about what your thoughts are regarding that reading. And thank you so much. Enjoy your week and happy May.